Sasika, welcome to That Punjabi Couple. My name's Manpreet Singh,
My name is Tania Kaur.
and it's been a while.
A long while.
It's been a long time that we've done this. So a lot of things were happening, not anything tragic or
We
whatever,
went on vacation.
but yeah. Plus, the summer was busy, but
Yeah.
now school has started. And also, we took a break because of the Punjab floods that happened.
hmm
And we're not trying to make podcasts while people are living horrible, desperate lives in Punjab. So our heart goes out to everybody, Sare
hmm
Punjabiyan nu, Pakistan Punjab, and the India Punjab ke, Rab sab nu chardi kala ch rakhe, and they are. All the singers got
Yeah.
together. Um, all the celebrity singers, everybody got together, and everyone's trying to do the
Supported.
best they
Everyone
can
supported.
for Punjab. Everyone's trying to give monetarily, people that are living abroad like us. But I'm sure there's a lot of people that went and actually doing seva there, physical seva there. So it's just a horrible situation. The Punjab floods, I feel for everybody. It's very heartbreaking
Yeah.
because it was kind of man-made, which is a lot of people say, and it's political.
Mm.
But I do believe that they didn't have water control. Plus, it was raining. Plus, the infrastructure is just getting eaten up by this, and it's just been, it was a very tragic mix of events that
Mm.
basically happened all together. So, our hearts go out to all the families of the Punjab floods on both Pakistan side and India side. Rab sabda pala kare.
Bilkul.
Yeah. Um, and okay, but today's podcast, we want to talk about success and what does it mean to be successful in Punjabi culture? What does success mean to you when you were growing up? What does it mean now? So we're just going to talk about that because that's one of the areas where when families get together, their especially immigrant families, their
Mm.
idea of success is really one or two things. And now with the new generation growing up, it's not all about money. It could be about other things. So we're just
hmm
gonna talk about that and see where the conversation goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really feel like success always has to do with money. Money always enters the conversation, especially when it talking about Punjabi families. You always heard growing up, oh, ਉਹਦਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਆਫਿਸਰ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਸਟੇਟਸ ਹੈ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਸੀਗਾ ਇਹ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ yeah, like you could tell success always had to do with how much money they made or you made. So that was always part of the definition of success. And I can understand why, because our parents came as immigrants with almost nothing, and they wanted to do well, right? That was what motivated them, rightfully so. So that was on their mind. They just worked hard, they had grit, and they did what they had to do. But now I feel like us as a different generation who had the luxury of growing up in America, and we didn't have to work as hard as our parents did. Um, we kind of have a different idea of success now, right? So I really do feel money is a part of it. I do think it's not a bad thing to have money. It's definitely, I used to think that anyone who wanted more money, if they were successful and they wanted more, I used to think they were kind of greedy. But I have changed now, and I do feel that maybe now that we have kids and we have our own careers, that it's not a bad thing to want more money. It depends at the end of the day, what are you doing with it? How are you earning it, like you always say? But I do think I've kind of taken that out of the equation in my head, that wanting more is not being greedy. What do you want to do? So I have felt like I kind of want to work backwards now. Like, what do I want to achieve at the end of the day? I want to be successful. I want to have enough money, to treat our parents, to treat our kids, to take great vacations, to give back, but also freedom, the freedom of having time, right? So you may have a great job and you may be really successful, but you don't have enough time in the day for yourself or your family. So to me, that is just one part of being successful. When you have the luxury of having your own time, deciding what you want to do with it, and you can make money and you can have rich relationships and then also give back in the community. I think that's definitely, for me, that's kind of what's shaping my definition of success now.
Right, right. No, I think, look, when you're immigrants and you come to this country, you have no money.
Hmm.
So the number one thing is like make money.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
make money, buy some property, raise your kids. So it's always in that, it's always, they're always in that mindset of
Hmm.
like the money might run out or they don't
Yeah.
want to go back to that original life again. So the money is kind of like on a lot of Punjabis' minds all the time. But yeah, I mean, of course, I'm of that too. Like when we got married, I made sure I learned everything I can about money,
Hmm.
like how to invest it, what are the scams, which is the right way to invest, what you should do, all the do's and don'ts and whatever. And I read so many books, listened to so many podcasts at night, like did all that stuff. So we could have money because I was like,
Yeah.
when you're young and you're making money, you act like a millionaire, because you think it's never going to run out and it's all good, and you had no clue about investing back then. But now so when I learned about money and all that, we started investing, we started doing all those things. But now success, like for our parents, it's about basically money, bigger house, cars.
Yeah. The material things.
It's what people look on the outside, what people perceive you to be.
Hmm.
So you might have a rotten marriage, but you have a big house and great cars, and people are like, man, these people are so successful.
Hmm.
But people have no clue what that is, what's really happening. So, but for me is that I think money is a big part. Yeah, I think money just buys you freedom,
Hmm.
like financial freedom, but it also buys you freedom to do things.
Hmm.
So if you are, it doesn't make you a better person or anything or more successful. If you're a bad person, you're going to be a bad person with no money and money, right? But for me, it's like my definition of success has changed in the sense that is everyone going to be taken care of?
Hmm.
So if my daughters or you or my parents or anyone else needs something, can I buy it right away? And I don't
Hmm.
have to worry about like anything, which yes, we can, which is great. Can I, if someone asks me for $1,000 for a donation and it's a real good cause, can I give that $1,000 check and not worry about, not even ever think about it again?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's great. And that is very successful to me. Like, is everybody healthy? Is everybody happy?
Yeah.
Are we waking up and liking and loving what we do?
Hmm.
That is success.
Yeah.
The money is a byproduct, though. That's the thing. If you just, I always think, I always say this to people, like even my friends when we were growing up, not growing up, I've spent like the last 10 years. I'm like, just life is short, man. Life goes by like, I can't believe we're in the fall already. Okay. It's October. Like, holy crap, we're in October already. But, uh, just start loving what you do. If you don't like your job, why are you complaining? Get another job. Love what you do, but people follow the money. When you follow
Yeah.
the money, a lot of people aren't happy. Follow what you love, follow what you want to do, even if it doesn't pay you as well.
Yeah.
But just be the best at it and trust me, the money follows. The money will find you. It
Hmm.
will. But you just have to, you got to give it all to something that you really like because you wake up and you want to do it. If
Yeah.
you wake up and you don't want to do it, then the money will never follow. Then, I mean, maybe you're making a lot. Maybe you're making 500,000 a year, but you don't like what you're doing. Is that a great life?
Right.
I don't know. I
Right.
don't know. For me, it's not.
Hmm.
But
Yeah. I think, we all hear about that hustle mentality. You got to hustle, and I do think it is important when you know what you want to do, and if you really love it too, you want to make something out of it and make a career out of it. You have to hustle, right? That's what we're going to tell our kids too. Like you got to work hard. You have to hustle, basically. But I think at some point, even people who have a lot of money and have made it, I think they can't get out of that hustle mentality, always like, what is your feeling? That's what I always think about now. Like, even you can be a millionaire and still feel like, oh, money's going to run out, and you hold on to it and you don't really give and you're not generous. Um, so I think, like you said, if you are not a great person, you're still going to be that even when you have money. So for me, success is also, um, are you improving yourself? Like you can have a little bit of money and still be self-reflective and be like, okay, I need to work on this on myself. And it will, I do feel that when you work on yourself, like people who do all these self-development courses, read these books and go to these seminars, um, it does, I do feel like it helps you. So money is just one thing. Successful, like you said, sometimes is all the things you see on the outside. But I am feeling like you need to also um, figure out what's triggering you. What kind of blocks do you have?
Right.
Why don't you have the relationship that you want? With your spouse or your mom or your dad. Those are meanings of success too. Improving your relationships, improving yourself. Having, again, I think it goes back to having the time to do this, because if you're working all day at your career and your job, and you don't have the time to think about these things, can you really enjoy yourself? Because, like we've seen it, people have tons of money, millionaires, but फिर भी अंदरों खुश नहीं हैगे, right?
Right.
And that affects. Like, I'm a nurse, I have seen it over and over again. Like your thoughts, your mind, your inner health does affect your physical health.
Right.
Stress.
Right.
Some people get stressed out over like the smallest things and will go crazy.
Right.
But some people have that emotional stability and can, still be calm during the storm. So again, I think that also goes back to what is being successful. It's money is great, it's important, but also, are you working on yourself? Are you working on your relationships? Do you have that time to do that, to read a book or to go to a seminar or to attend a webinar to help you improve yourself or do what you want to do.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, and I think then you can also find out like what is that you love to do, because I think our parents never really asked that question. They didn't have the
No.
luxury of that time. Like they didn't care. What is it do I love to do? Right?
It is.
But I think we have that time and that luxury. Like, what is it? Our kids can choose to do what they want to do for a living if they
Right.
really love it, right?
Right.
So when you remove those blocks and you kind of, I think, get rid of that noise in your head, then you realize things about yourself, like, oh wow, I'm really good at this. I love doing this. How can I do more of this? And then I feel like that happens when you said money will follow.
Yeah. Yeah. But I
So
mean, that's the
yeah.
thing with Punjabi parents. Like, they came here and they wanted us to have great jobs and
Mhm.
make money, so they didn't have to do the blue collar jobs really.
Mhm.
And so so we don't have to do blue collar jobs. So I don't blame them either,
Yeah.
because it's like, no, 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 go to school, become. That's why you see so many Indian people become a doctor or become an engineer, and that's all they know. Like,
Mm.
I know doctors that don't have a passion to be a doctor.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
half my friends are doctors. Okay, so
Not saying
and
they don't have a passion
yeah,
to be a
and I'm
doctor.
not saying they're not good doctors,
Yeah.
but all I'm trying to say is that was not their path. There's no way that it's because they wanted to be a doctor they became a doctor. Because I have friends that have different skills and different passions, and they could have been really good at it,
Mhm.
but they didn't. But they chose I wouldn't say safe route, but they chose a route that a job that makes money,
Right.
right? And then and they're living a great life. Everyone's
Yeah.
happy. It's not like no one's happy, but it's more like that's what our parents instilled in us. My mom wanted me to be a lawyer.
Mm.
So my grandma wanted me to be a lawyer. Like, oh, ਸਾਡੇ family ਚ ਵਕੀਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵਕੀਲ ਬਣ ਸਕਦਾ. Problem is, I didn't want to do law. Like, I could care less about law and stuff. And now I'm in marketing, right? But I do love marketing. I love
Mhm.
it. I love what I do every single day,
Mhm.
even on my off days. So it's just I'm lucky that I get to do what I love. But a lot of our generation of people, that's why they have side hustles, right? That's why they have these side things they're doing all
Yeah.
of a sudden, because they're like, this is what I really like, and this is where my creativity shines. This is where my passion is. My passion
Mhm.
is not my IT job or my lawyer job or my doctor job. They're doing all these other things,
Yeah.
you know? So I knew a girl that she just reached out to me on social. She's a doctor, but she started some candle company because
Mhm.
she's into candles, but she wanted
Mhm.
to be a doctor. Why? Because you picked the doctor route. You're safe. Okay, the
Yeah.
money's here, and now you do something that you really love.
Right. Right.
Right.
And
So
I think that
our
goes.
kids will have a chance to do something they really love right away. They don't have to
Yeah.
pick the safe route
Right.
because we have more. We have more than our parents, and hopefully they'll have more than us, and
Hmm.
upward mobility. But that's just how it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think going back to our kids, um, they will have that luxury, but I always think about how are they going to like obtain that inner kind of strength and that inner kind of hustle mentality. Like it's one thing to be able to do what you love, and I hope they find out what they love to do. That's great, but at the same time, um, they're not going to be working as hard as we did or our parents did. They're not going to see that struggle. So I always think about that. How is it that we kind of instill that in them, that you got to work hard, you can do what you love to do, but to really perfect your craft, you have to put the time into it, right?
I mean, it takes time. You never
Yeah.
know. Some people know what they want to do at 15. Some people know what they
Yeah.
want to do at 50. So
Right.
you just don't know.
Yeah.
You're just there to help them.
Yeah.
But I don't think about. I mean, I do think about them being spoiled. Yes, I don't think, but I don't. They got to work hard to do what they want to do and make a
Right.
living.
Yeah.
Like you do, you figure that out by yourself. I'm here if you need me.
Mhm.
Of course, we're here. We're here to help you, guide you,
Yeah.
do whatever, support you, physically, financially. But that's something you got to figure out.
Yeah.
There's people my age that still don't like what they're doing, but they're doing their job because it's a paycheck,
Right.
right?
That's
So
a lot of people. I mean,
that's a
me
lot of people.
included. So
Well, there you
I
go.
think that kind of goes into the next topic that yes, you can, take the safe route, do what you got to do to make money and, obtain that safety, that cushion. Um, but at the same time, everyone and their mother sounds like everyone's doing like a side hustle, right? And now with
Right.
social media, it really feels like everything's at your fingertips to be able to get yourself out there and showcase. So if you have a job that has nothing to do with what you love, can you still be successful and achieve greatness, and how can you use social media to do that?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
You should be doing it. And so if you don't have kids,
Hmm.
okay, you do your job. Let's just do a typical 9 to 5, okay, and then you eat. And then what are you doing for the rest of the time? Are you watching Love Is Blind on Netflix, or are you working on doing something else? So
Hmm.
what are you doing from basically, let's say, from 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night? What are you doing
Hmm.
for those 4 hours?
Yeah, if you don't have kids, then
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's say you have kids. Let's say you have kids and they're sleeping by 8.
Yeah.
Okay, they're sleeping by 8. Everybody ate dinner. It's 8:30. What are you doing from 8:30 to 11?
Hmm.
Are you working on yourself? Are you reading? Are you trying to figure out the social media game and try to make a product or do whatever?
Hmm.
Like that's what you do, and then you got to put yourself out there. Most people don't, and one of the things Punjabis have is that fearless mentality. I feel like Punjabis put themselves out there. Like it doesn't matter. Like you should have that. Like I don't care about what anyone thinks. That's why I have all these hot takes and people write so many things on these comments, whatever. But it doesn't affect me at all. It
Yeah.
doesn't affect me one bit because since day one we're taught to be fearless, right? I'm just speaking like, hey, this
Right.
is my opinion. This is how it's said.
Right.
So Punjabis have that mentality. Sikhs especially should have that mentality. Okay,
Yes,
that day
they
when you're
should.
taught you're
Yeah.
fearless. So you live life once,
Mhm.
right? Duji varta jamnani.
Mm.
So let's do it now.
Right.
And that's it. I that's what I think should help you do those things.
Mhm.
What most people do is they fear what the other person will say. I'm not, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. They want to
Yeah.
be perfect. uh, they're afraid that they're not going to get any likes, they're not going to get any views, they're not going to get any of those things, those
Mhm.
vanity metrics that they're chasing. But it doesn't matter, it's not about that. So if you really love, you wouldn't care about all the views you're getting. You
Mhm.
have to care about it at a certain point, but to start doing it, you shouldn't worry about
Yeah.
views and likes. You should worry about just perfecting on how to be great on social.
Right. So this is where it comes in, and I think this is where you realize, like, do you really love what you're doing? So if you do want to start something on the side, like you got to know what's your motivation. Like, why are you doing it? Do you love this? And then, like you said, if you love what you're doing, like I love to cook. You know, do you really love doing it? And so if so, then it doesn't matter what other people are saying or not saying, if anyone's watching you or not, then it's just your love of that thing that you're wanting to put out there.
Right.
Um, but then again, I think in Punjabi culture, for me, especially growing up, I always felt like um, I don't know, it's ingrained in us. Like, what are other people going to say? Up there, mazak udange, or you don't want people to kind of judge you for it. Like, all throughout your childhood, you've heard about how like everyone gets judged. Like, just
Right.
suit keda paya, gaddi kedi chala rahi hai,
Right.
and like
Right.
what kind of job they got, how much money they're making. Like everything in that Punjabi culture growing up was about kind of like the outside and what everyone thought, right? So I think that's kind of hard to separate sometimes, but again, like you said, it's so easy, and social media is such a great way to put yourself out there and to, I think at the end of the day, to create something of your own. Like, you love marketing, you love putting yourself out there and learning, and you love you know talking about marketing and finance and tech, and but you are confident in it. Like, nobody can mess with you when it
Right.
comes to marketing, right?
Right.
So I think, how does that confidence come to be? You just got to start. You just got
Well, you
to,
got to start, and you got to
yeah,
be confident in what you know.
yeah,
Like, have you done the people know? People will know right away. Is this person real or fake?
yeah.
Have they taken the time? Have they done the research? Do they know what they're talking about?
Mm,
Like, they'll know right away.
right.
So if you know what you're talking about, you're fine. The thing is the why, man. No one knows the why. Like, why do you love this? Why do you want to do this? What's your passion? But once you figure out your why on why you want to do something,
Mhm.
the how is the easy part.
Mhm.
But no one knows the why. That's the problem. You
Right.
figure out your why, the how will become easy.
Yeah,
So on how, so how to go about things. So
I agree.
it's, I think Nietzsche said it or something like that. It's one of his lines. But anyways, that is what I think everyone should do. And, don't worry about if other people think you're successful or not successful yet, or
Mhm.
you launch something and you have like 10 followers, and don't worry about that.
Mhm.
It's a long game. Everyone wants to see, everybody wants to see, like, oh, what do you have done in the next 6 months? But why don't you do it for the next 6 years? Then people could be like, oh, is this working out or not?
Mhm.
You know, what are you going to open up a business and open up a restaurant, let's say? Because let's say you just love cooking and you open up a restaurant and it's not going well. It's only 3 months. It's been 3 months. Like, what are you going to do? 3 years and there's nobody in it? Then there's a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
3 months doesn't say anything to anybody. So, but people we're so short term now
Mhm.
that
I think
even
that's just
short term success too. It's
mhm.
just like people flaunt it on social, like,
That's what I was going to say. I think that's one of the downsides of always being on social media, and us, we all just scroll and we just constantly are seeing these reels. We don't really see the middle part. We see the end result, like, oh, this person is so successful on Instagram and they have
right,
so many views and so many followers, and look at them. But we never really saw of how they got there. So that piece gets missing. So I think we're just human. We kind of don't even think about that, and we feel like, oh, it should come faster, like we lose our patience because we stop seeing that. We stop
right,
seeing how that person came to be where they are.
right,
And that's kind of the downside of social media too. But I do agree. You have to know your why, and then it kind of goes back to maybe what we said. What I was trying to say before is that, are you self-reflecting? Are you kind of thinking about what you want to do at the end of the day? Like, what is it that you desire? Do you want to have, lots of money so you can, help others with it? So you can maybe open a gurdwara, so you can maybe open like a shelter and like feed other people, or just have a clinic where people who don't have services can come in and get services. Like, what is it that you desire to do with that money? Like, if you could have tons of it, if you had an unlimited amount, what would you be doing with it? Right. And I think kind of work backwards from there, like from your desires. then you kind of figure out, okay, like this is what I desire. This is what I want to do at the end of the day. I want to take care of my family. I want to make them proud. I want to like be the best at marketing or cooking, um, or whatever it is, and then kind of work backwards. But you have to, I feel like, know yourself and learn about yourself and know your triggers. Because I feel like the older I'm getting, I keep making the same mistakes. Like I keep having the same self talk. That is, I feel like everyone throws that term around, right? But it's really important to think about why things trigger you the way that they do, because that may be stopping you and from doing what you want to do.
Yeah, because you
You
got to be
know,
fearless,
yeah, fearless,
carefree,
yeah,
carefree,
yeah,
and
and know
fearless.
yourself. So that's why I do the self reflection, do the improvements,
Right,
read those books. Go to the seminars to help with
right,
self
right.
development. Because the more and more I think about it, the more I feel like it always starts within you. Yeah, you can go out and just hustle and learn, you know, as you go.
Right.
That's great too. But then at the end of the day, like you need to have thick skin, be fearless, know yourself, what triggers you, what doesn't. Then you will have the ability to deal with people. And then you want to know, do I want to socialize with people like this, or do I want to socialize with, people who bring me up and who are
Right.
um, you know, self knowledgeable about themselves. So then, you, I think, figure out more things as you figure out yourself too.
You do. You
So,
do. It's a long journey,
yeah,
but
but it starts from within.
it's it starts from within, and it starts with you actually doing something. You know.
Right.
So you got to like get up and do it
Yeah.
too, which a lot of people don't. They get wrapped up in theory a lot.
Mhm.
It, until you do it, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
You know, you could theorize all day, but you gotta put the work in, and then you'll know.
Yeah.
Right.
It's hard
Right.
to take the first step, but you have to.
Yeah. 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 It's hard. But
Yeah.
you'll do it. Our parents took it to come here, so now I'm sure you could take it on social media. If your parents came here with nothing, oh no, I don't know what social media video I should put out or what should I do. Like these are
Yeah.
first world problems here.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool.
That was it.
Yeah. 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 All right. Good. Crazy day. So just ending again with hopefully we'll see more improvement, and let's see what comes out with the floods happening in Punjab,
Mhm.
and hopefully it'll be. It's going to take a long time there. I mean, this is like
Yeah.
years and years, but hopefully it works out for everybody in Punjab at the end of the day with all this tragedy happening. So
Yeah. And find
yeah,
ways to, give if
contribute.
you can and
Yeah,
contribute.
find ways to contribute if
Yeah.
you guys could, for sure, for sure. Cool. All right, good job.